while in a bipartisan way, we have worked to invest in reshoring advanced semiconductor manufacturing in the United States. We're not there yet. And were the PRC to gain total control of Taiwan, the results for our national security and our economy would be catastrophic. Your testimony to this committee today has been clear that Taiwan, this small island of 23 million people in a robust democracy, is an engine of innovation and creativity, and that the competition for the 21st century centrally rests on the advanced semiconductors that drive artificial intelligence that are uniquely made on Taiwan. While in a bipartisan way, we have worked to invest in reshoring advanced semiconductor manufacturing in the United States, we're not there yet. And were the PRC to gain total control of Taiwan, the results for our national security and our economy would be catastrophic. So while on the defense side, we are investing massively in improving our ability to project force in the Western Pacific, on the State Department and the security policy side, we are, I think, failing to take advantage of a bill signed into law several years ago, as you've testified. Dr. Doshi, coming off the Trump-Xi summit last month, frankly, I was holding my breath, afraid that President Trump might give the PRC access to our most advanced AI chips, might grant concessions on Taiwan going against a long-standing bipartisan consensus, and given that there's likely 2 more summits in the near future, I'd be interested in your thoughts. You have supported U.S. PRC leader summits in the past. Walk us through what is a likely ask from Xi and what the consequences might be if President Trump continues this, I think, concerning slide towards prioritizing U.S. PRC relations over U.S.-Taiwan relations.
Well, thank you for the question, Senator Coons. I did have the great privilege of preparing several summits for President Biden, including his meeting with President Xi in Bali in 2022 and in Woodside, California in 2023, along with virtual meetings and phone calls. I will tell you one personal thing that I think you'll find interesting. In 2023, when we were preparing the summit for President Biden, we were focused on progress on AI with China, particularly a risk dialogue, military diplomacy, including at the theater level, and progress on fentanyl. Those are the 3 big priorities for us. At one point in the negotiations, China's side was very clear that to make progress on any of those 3, we had to change our Taiwan policy from do not support Taiwan independence to oppose Taiwan independence, the first major change in Taiwan policy in 40 years. We, of course, refused to have that linkage. We didn't think it was appropriate. If someone wants to consider a change like that, it should happen within the context of Taiwan policy itself. I suspect that they will continue to push on that. Yes. And one of the reasons that I don't think Taiwan was a big part of the summit most recently in Busan, South Korea, is because what would make President Xi quite happy is to have progress on that issue in Beijing. Every major adjustment that the U.S. has made with China to Taiwan policy has happened in Beijing, whether that was rapprochement, normalization, or, of course, the 3 no's from President Clinton. And they'd like to be able to complete that with a hat trick in April next year. So I think it's not wise for us to let Taiwan policy be linked to other issues. Actually, it's not wise for either side. It's not wise for China either, because it creates further risks for them too. And it creates instability for all of us. On the question, Senator, of chip controls, I am concerned about the possibility of us exporting our very best chips to China for one very simple reason. You look at the industrial competition between the U.S. and China, and they are 2 times our manufacturing, 2 times our power generation, 3 times our car production, 11 times our steel production, and 20 times our cement production. That's not taking into account all the other high-end advantages that they have. Our biggest singular advantage is simply that we are the leaders in AI compute. We've got that, they don't. And it is the reason we are ahead in AI right now. So to give up that lead at a time when we have other areas that we've got to fix seems to me to be premature, especially because AI can help us with reindustrialization.
Do you think we should legislatively adopt a ban on export to the PRC of chips above the H20 NVIDIA level?
I think one of the problems right now is that China has our number on rare earth minerals and magnets. And President Trump was a bit backed into a corner because if he wanted to push hard on that issue, we would reach for rare earth minerals and magnets again, and they could threaten a significant portion of our GDP. I personally favor the GAIN Act because I believe that it's important for us to prioritize the sales of our most advanced semiconductors to U.S. companies and maybe allies and partners before China. And let's be frank, there is a finite amount of this stuff that can be made in Taiwan's fabs. So any chip that doesn't go to the United States and goes instead to China is one fewer chip available to American AI companies.
If I might, Mr. Chairman, ask one last question. It seems to me from a recent bipartisan delegation trip to Australia and recent meetings with the Australian Prime Minister, we have right in front of us the possibility of U.S. partnership with Australia, with Canada, with Norway to secure these critical, in particular, germanium and gallium.
Right.
Why would we not accelerate our partnership to mine and develop those so that we take away this critical vulnerability to the PRC?
I would think that should be a top priority for the United States right now. This is one of the main leverage points used against us. It supports those minerals in total. The total value of the imports is less than the price of one F-35, and yet they support more than 20% of American GDP. So we need to find a way to fix it. There are all kinds of innovative technologies being developed in the United States too, including at the University of Texas, like new methods of filtration that don't involve chemicals. Here's the bottom line. If we did an Operation Warp Speed for critical minerals, we could solve this problem, and we just have to do it.